It's time for a serious discussion about President Donald Trump's mean tweets concerning journalists. This is an important issue to every single person in America who has nothing better to do or works in the news media or has nothing better to do but work in the news media. That leaves approximately 326 million people who don't give a rat's caboose or a hill of beans or even a steaming pile of warmed over macaroni and cheese. Who tweets what about mainstream journalists? Still, it's an important issue. I forget why. Some recent mean tweets from the president regarded Mika Brzezinski, who seems to do something on television somewhere. Trump's tweets implied that Mika's a dishonest gas bag with a lousy facelift and the brains of a scooped out melon that didn't even have brains before it was scooped out because it was a melon, to put it in my own words. The tweets sent shockwaves of horror from the famous 30 Rock building where NBC is located all the way to the famous 30 Rock building where NBC is located and where many people who work with Mika were forced to pretend to care whether her feelings were hurt before turning away from her and rolling their eyes and silently mouthing the words, "Serves her right." The mean Trump tweets come after 6 months of Mika and her co-host and husband, Joe Scarborough, continually slinging insults at the president, including calling him a thug, an ass, and a mental defective. So, reading the tweets was kind of like watching a man smacking a loudmouth woman who just won't stop screaming at him, which, of course, you should never do. Although sometimes, so help me, you just want it. But that would be wrong. Although just once I'd like. But seriously, there is never any reason to smack a woman. Well, there might be a reason, but still, it's not something you should ever do, which is going to be awfully tough on Joe Scarborough during the days and weeks and months and seemingly endless years of marriage ahead. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Donald Trump's tweets. There was another mean Trump tweet that sent shockwaves all through journalism land, from Fantasy Lake, where the unicorns hold impeachment hearings, to fake news forest, where the booga boogas collude with the Russians. In this tweet, Trump depicted himself putting a body slam on a wrestler whose face had been replaced by the CNN logo. This tweet immediately caused every single American who watches CNN to turn to the other two with a look of dismay. Many commentators said this tweet would inspire violence against mainstream journalists, as if there were still people who needed to be inspired to hate mainstream journalists. Other commentators have been expressing the opinion that Trump's mean tweets against the press will spell the end of the Trump administration. They don't seem to understand that after 20 years of being lied to and insulted by the elite mouthpieces of powerful media corporations, America's actually elected Trump to send the press a message. For reasons of decency, I can't repeat the message on the air. Trigger warning, I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is the Andrew